Hi, this is Barbara with Barbara's Mountain Treasures. I just thought I would maybe work on another project that I started for Odulcina. I had put this cute little, I'd say, doily book together. This is from Crafty Me Shop. I love this piece right here. Look at that. I was going to put it in my mermaid journal, but I don't know. I kind of like it on this one. So anyway, I wasn't quite done with it, so I thought maybe I would try to make something here and turn the camera on. This is a cute little doily book, I think, and it's got some pockets, and I've got to work on these other pockets. These could be, you could stick anything in there, or some pins, some stick pins. So it's not done yet, but I'm working on it. And then I made this cute little envelope, kind of opens like so, has some fabric, and you could write down here on there. I've got to figure out a closure, probably just do a ribbon or something. So anyway, that's where that is. And then I made this, this is from, I'll put it in the description. I think this is Victorian Ladies, maybe. One of her newer kits. But I'll put it in the description. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this was just a file folder. And I collaged it with some of the pretty images in the kit. And then added some lace from Crafty Me Shop. Over here on the side there's a pocket. And I made some envelopes, which I haven't finished quite decorating, but so yeah, I think that came out pretty. And here's a file folder. I'm gonna glue that back down. I was gonna put maybe a little booklet in here. I haven't quite decided on that just yet. But it's pretty, I think. And that's the back of it. So I thought I'd try to go ahead and maybe make some things on camera and add them. I had made these. These are all from Crafty Me Shop. And I think they're pretty. I'm using them as pockets on the pages. Put that over there for now. Okay, so those have to be added. And I need probably a few more of these. I don't know. Yeah, here's one. So I need to put a little something in that. And I don't have, thought I had more bags. I don't seem to have any more bags, which is, or yeah, glassine bags. I thought I had a ton of them. I may have put them somewhere and I just can't remember, so I'll have to do a hunt for that. But I thought I could make one with some of this, you know, which is just a matter of gluing, cutting and gluing. Get my scissor. In bags, you can make them, I guess, about any size you want. I thought I had some smaller ones already, but I can't seem to find them, which is kind of odd. I wonder about myself sometimes. Anyway, I thought I would and you can make a bag any width you want, really. And just glue the sides. I need that a little straighter, I do believe. Probably get 2 bags out of one. Yeah, so, you know, that could be a kind of a skinny bag. And then I just fold up the bottom like so, and that would give you a nice little bag. Same as this one. And you can make them as wide or as narrow as you want. Just one a little wider, but could have been straighter if I'd measured, but I didn't. I don't always measure. I eyeball, which sometimes that works out and sometimes not so much. Oh, I don't mean to be so disorganized, but when you're looking for things, you kind of get a little bit sidetracked. Okay. Trying to find some glue that's open. Gosh, none of my glues are open? That's odd. Oh, that one is. Okay. Okay. So, let me, I know that you all know how to do these, but if you can't find any glassine bags, they're easy to make. Just put a little glue. On the sides, and then make sure you can open it, because you only want the glue on the side, not in the middle. And then I just glue this down in the back. And you can miter the corners if you like. You can miter them and then bring it up, which I think gives it a little bit more of a finished look, but totally up to you. Glue it down. And sometimes I just turn down the top of the bag a little bit so you can find the opening easy enough. And so it looks, I'm sorry, not in camera here. Looks like that. And then you just have a little bag. And you can embellish that if you'd like. So there's that bag. Quick enough just to make. And you can make it or embellish it any way you want. And you don't have to fold down the front. You can leave it up. That's it from the back. And I think I will put a few things on there. I love to tear. I don't know if anybody else does, but I love, at first I thought, I'm not sure I like that, but I really do like to tear. I guess that's the destructive part of my personality, maybe, I don't know. But I think tearing is, just kind of gives it a little bit of a vintage look. I'm going to go around that with a little distress ink. I think, let's see. I'll be right back. Just getting some of my inks out. I should have had some of this. I didn't know I was going to come down here and do this. So I can't find my... Oh, come on, where are you? I may have left all my daubers upstairs. I'm sort of spread out all over my house. if I'm upstairs and I'm watching a movie, then I'm working on something, I have things upstairs. And then if I'm downstairs, so it just kind of, as my son says, your craft room is the house, Mom. You don't have a room, it's the whole house. But that's not true. I do have a room. Okay, well. I'm just looking for my daubers. Be here some, I gotta have sun down here. I don't think they're all upstairs, but this will work. Okay. So let's see, what colors do we have in this? It's kind of pink, and then the dark hair. So I've got some tattered rose, which I love this color. This is so pretty. So I'm just gonna, it's hard for me to get around here because I'm so short. No, that's not gonna work. All right, let me just do it this way. Everybody knows how to add distress ink, so I guess I don't need to do that on camera. I'll put a little on her skin too. So I'm going to use another color. And then I always like to use Vintage Photo. Can't bring that in here. I don't do a lot of tutorials, and now you can see why. It's kind of awkward for me trying to work the camera and trying to work on what I'm working on. So it's okay now. That would look something like that. I like this 3-in-1 glue, but sometimes it seems like it just, it dries pretty quick. But it, so that's how that bag would look, but I'm going to add a few more things to it. And go around the edge of the bag with a little distress ink. I just think that distress ink makes things pop. Some people don't like to use it, but I have always enjoyed using it. I hope you can see that. Well, you can see it's taking on a... I don't like to get shadows, but it seems like I can't get away from getting shadows. But okay, so now I'm probably going to add some ribbon, maybe some lace. Too white. I like to have a little contrast in color. Okay. Well, my ribbons are getting kind of tangled up here. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. My craft room needs a little dusting. Anne had sent her design team some of these pretty ribbons, and she sells these in her shop. They're really pretty. Very fine ribbon. I've got some green and some pink, and I think the green and the pink would be pretty. Kind of like it underneath. I don't know. Might be too much. Let's thin it out a little bit.